What's the worst thing that's happened to you on a gig? Big
Worst.
L or like just a bad gig, just like what, like it just like you went home and it's like you went home with your head down because it was like that wasn't it.
Man, you know what? I don't know if it's just because my brain has just thrown it away, but I wish I could give you the tea, bro, and be like, I ain't got nothing to hide, I ain't got nothing to hold back. You know what I'm saying? I'm a very just honest person. Yeah, it's just how I am naturally. I'm just very honest about things. But I'm trying to think of something of like, just that wasn't it. Like I didn't like this tour, or I didn't like this. Yeah,
You don't have to say people's name. Don't
no.
air
I get
anybody out, please. That's
yeah.
not. We're
No,
not
listen,
equipped.
I'll mess around and say it because I really don't care.
I was
But
like,
yeah,
tell me afterwards if you want to, but don't be saying no one's name on there. Yeah,
yeah, I want to be on what's the joint?
Vlad, Breakfast Club.
Yeah, be on one of them social media gossip blogs. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
But yeah, I'm trying to think of. That's a good question, but I might have to come back to that and think about it because I'm trying to think of like what one of the worst things that's happened to me or that I've experienced on a gig. I want to say, um, man, I want to say it may have been playing on a gig where um playing on a gig where the musicians that I had to play with were just not it. In fact,
mm.
yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Go ahead. Yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I know that there. I would say that probably the worst. Yeah, maybe not the. Yeah, one of the worst would be playing a gig with a singer that just was just terrible, man.
Oh
Like
man.
just not because when you're playing music and especially when you play at a certain level and you've earned a certain level of respect
Mm-hmm.
and whether you have or not, you have your own standards.
Mm-hmm.
Like oftentimes you don't always pick and like yes, you get to determine whether you're going to accept a gig, but if you're working regularly, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna, all right, I'll take this gig, I'll play with this artist, whatever. But yeah, I would say probably just playing gigs, playing gigs, I would say. But like for sure playing a gig. Oh, here it goes. This
All right,
is
here
it.
we go. All right, there we go. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I went through all of this so that I could go my
Okay,
cycle of my work.
got you.
To me, this is probably one of the worst things.
Okay.
Playing a gig with a cover band. And I didn't do it. I didn't like. I never like committed to any specific cover band except for a short time frame. That was pretty much the Funky Knuckles, and then
Okay, yeah,
there
yeah.
one of the guys that had put together some stuff, and he was so like they would do some stuff on the side, and that was a lot of fun because we would just play how we wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
But the other situation, man, I played this gig one time, and the literally the entire gig was it was like there was tracks,
Mm-hmm.
and in the tracks like they had everything. Like it had piano, it had like
Uh-huh.
these tracks, it had so it was like I'm playing my board and like there's no point in me playing.
Oh yeah.
So it was like, but I had never experienced that in my life. And
You're just like,
so
why am I here?
why am I here?
Yeah.
That's to me, that is like I don't need that money. Like for real. Like that's not my pride. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody else might say, man, you be stupid, man. You better make that's the easiest gig, man. Make that quick little 350 or that quick little cover money, little quick, whatever it was. But that was the biggest waste of my time. Like my time is important.
Yeah.
And I felt disrespected because I was like, I'll never play with this. I'll never do this gig again. And I did it one time.
You know,
years,
it's like,
years later,
oh, you
years
did
later,
years later. Okay.
years later, that same guy called me back. And he had called me again after that. I was like, no, I'm good. But he called me back and later on, and I was like, I think it was like 500 or something. I was like, man, you know
You're
what?
like, you're like
Let me see if anything has changed. And I was like, I'm prepared to take this 500 Just hey, I'm just getting paid $500 to sit here. That's fine.
And you
I'll do.
didn't, and you probably bought like one board. You ain't do your full setup. You probably just
Absolutely. Yeah, I brought one
just bring
board.
this one little board. I was like, all right.
That's probably one of them. I'm sure I've experienced some things. I'm sure it'll come to me. I may bring something else back up later.
That's
But
that no, that's funny. I was going into my scheduled segments, but I forgot to ask you about like so you don't really do a lot of tours and stuff anymore. Like you work super heavily with Transformation Church. So
mm,
I don't know what your specific title is. Like I know you play keys and like I know you write, I know you work. So like what's
mm.
your title there and like how did that come about? And like I know it's I guess it's been working out, it's been working out pretty good for you because you've been doing that for the last couple of years.
Yeah. So I'm the music director.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, I'm the music director, and I started working there in June of 2020. So almost 3 years. Literally, I
Okay.
started June 1st, like top of the month, 2020, and right in the middle of the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So that was a blessing because it was like for a lot of musicians, it became kind of a challenging time,
Yeah.
and for me, it wasn't like because I had stability in that. But I got connected with Pastor Mike in 2018.
Hmm.
So a good friend of mine had told me about his messages. Really close friend of mine was like, "Yo, you need to check him out." And I was kind of going through a rough season, like toward the end of 2017.
Hmm.
It was kind of a rough time in my life. Just being honest, I was dealing with a lot. Like I was dealing with like just some mental health challenges. It was just a lot weighing on me. I was battling with like the depression, anxiety, all that kind of stuff. It was
Hmm.
really rough for me during that season for a time. And so I started listening to his messages, and it really was uplifting me. It was
Hmm.
very encouraging to me. And so I reached out to him. That was so at the end of the year when I kind of started listening to him, 2017. I reached out to him like early February 2020, February 2018. And when I went to his page, he was following me, and I thought that was interesting
Oh,
because
okay.
I didn't know this dude. I had no clue who he was. And so I was like, man, how does he even know who I am? Come to find out, we knew a lot of the same people. He used to tour with Wayman Tisdale, smooth jazz bass
Yeah.
player from out of Tulsa,
Hmm.
and he also used to be in the NBA years ago. And so, R.I.P. Wayman Tisdale, man,
Hmm.
uh, incredible brother. But so like just kind of we knew a lot of the same people because some of the people that used to play with Wayman too were from Dallas. He used a lot of musicians from Dallas,
Hmm.
so that we had a connection, and in several different ways, and just didn't know it. So I was like, but it's still I didn't know that. I was like, how is he following me? And this is before he blew up.
Oh
This is
yeah, this is
like
before
like
relationship goals.
this is before
Okay, yeah, yeah.
relationship, like right before he started to take like he took that leap. I mean, or I say before he like hit that rocket where he just kind
Hmm.
of started, And so, anyways, yeah, man, I sent him a message, and I just was letting him know, hey, man, I want to say thank you because your ministry and your messages have really been speaking to me. Like I'm in a rough place, and it's been, probably the worst place I've ever been at in my life. So I really appreciate what you bring to the table. And he responded a couple weeks later, man. Wasn't really expecting a response. So I was like, he a pastor, a father, a husband. He got a lot going on. He
Yeah.
probably not gonna respond, but maybe he'll see it one day and feel appreciated. And so
Yeah.
he responded though, and man, honestly, that dude started prophesying to me,
Oh
like
man.
in my DMs, like he was
Hmm.
on the money, like speaking to my life, like what
Hmm.
saying what he felt the Lord was telling me, and so it was very powerful. You could
Hmm.
tell that it was God kind of connection, and
Hmm.
so yeah, that's literally what happened, man. He just was speaking life into me, and he gave me his number and said, hey man, if you ever need me, reach out. And so we stayed connected, and
Yeah.
then time went by. 2019, I came to the first church conference,
Hmm.
um, and he brought me out to be a part of the worship experience. And then that was 2019 September, something like that. And then I didn't come back again until I came back again because the MD at the time had got married. So I came back a couple weeks later to play a service, and then I didn't come back until the next year
Hmm.
because the church did their grand opening of the
The
building
building,
that
the new one, yeah.
and so yeah, I came back and played for that, and then the pandemic hit. Right
Mm.
after that, the pandemic hit. So then they started pre-recording, and then I
Mm.
started coming in. Like they would bring me in once or twice a month to do those pre-recordings, and then yeah, I ended up getting the job offer, for
Mm.
that role. Transitioned in 2020, and I've been here since then, bro. Like, and it's been cool. It's been a blessing, man. It's been a
Mm.
great experience. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. Honestly, if I could just be honest, as a musician, I felt like I had everything that I needed to come into this role. And obviously, you know, just from talking to Mike, I mean, he obviously saw some things in me. He saw, you know, my ability musically, and then also what kind of person I was. Because obviously in ministry, that's important. Like you don't want somebody to be wilding. And so, but like one of the things I'll say that I think even speaks to like the importance of us as musicians and like in doing what we do is having an understanding of a business from a business perspective, but also learning to cultivate the area of like administrative things and discipline and time because and I don't want to go off on a tangent, but this is one of the things that for me like is where I had to grow up, like straight up. I just had to grow up. Like I have always been on my own schedule because I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I go on tour, I go to studio sessions, I wake up when I want to, I eat when I want to, sleep when I want to, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm playing at a church, then like the most I'm doing is like early Sunday morning thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time I gotta be where they want me to be. Or you know what I'm saying? Or it's time for the gig, you gotta be at the gig. That's normal stuff for musicians. You want to work, be where you're supposed to be. That's normal. But for me, I've learned so much as a leader at this church in this season of my life, man. It's really helped me out so much. I didn't check emails before that. I wasn't checking no emails unless somebody told me they were going to email me. I would look at my emails, but like I didn't regularly check emails unless I knew something was coming or if I knew to be looking for something. But you know, I wasn't filling out invoices for contractors and like doing like I was like that's not. But it's developed something in me as a leader where even we're having to lead my friends. You know what I'm saying? These guys, Matt Ramsey, I got these incredible musicians, Tony Taylor, these killers playing around me, and they're my friends, but I also have to lead them. So, you know, sometimes I have to make unpopular decisions. Sometimes I have to, you know what I'm saying? And
like you have to be the boss sometimes. Like, and like, yeah, you're my homie, but hey, I still gotta, you know, yeah.
And that can be challenging, but it's been great, man. It's been a great journey, you know, being here and with the music and and the ministry side of it. It's been really.
Do you have a desire to like go tour and be in the regular music industry or like dip a little bit or like you just kind of gonna kind of because like not just on the surface it like I'm like you kind of chilled out with doing a lot of the other stuff from what it looks like. So I'm like I don't know if you still do stuff, but I'm like so how's that looking like for the future?
So for me, I'm definitely gonna be touring again. I'm definitely gonna go back out. Definitely gonna do more, even with some of my own music. Because I've never put out a project. I've always
no, I know. I'm you know that was what I'm like, come on, bro. Like let's
and so I'm definitely like I've been working on stuff. Like that's why even why I haven't posted as much, because I feel like for years I would tease people like and I posted, you know, Instagram was 15 seconds years ago. So I got good at the 15-second clip. I was like, I'm smash in 15 seconds. And it's like, you know, and it's like, man, you know, so many people are Instagram successes, but then you meet them and they can't really play no music, or like they're not socially.
What are the names, bro? Say don't say that. Don't say that.
Bro, I won't say no name.
But no, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You've probably seen it, but I mean, like, there's a lot of musicians I've seen over the years. You know, it's like, man, you see them and they're incredible on their instrument when they play on social media because they've committed to this thing. And it's like, man, you know, you spend so much time trying to impress people on social media to get claps or to get people to follow you. And then and there is a way to use social media to your advantage for sure. Like consistency is important. And especially in this time, you kind of have to have a social media if you want to kind of stay relevant. With the times. There's no way there's no way to be really, really relevant and you don't have social media at this point. But I'm saying all that just to say that, it's easy to get into that type of thing. But for me, I got music I want to put out. I got music I want to do. And so I'm definitely planning to tour. And even like, you know, to go out with some other people. I've done a few dates with some other people. Like just kind of hearing that. I played a couple of gigs last year with my friend Shantae Can.
Of course,
And I did a couple of more gigs even with PJ, not in the past year or year and a half or two. I'd say since the pandemic started, I definitely played a couple more gigs with him.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't been touring though. That's for sure. I haven't been touring.
Yeah.
There's definitely potential for Transformation to do some touring with us
Okay.
putting out right now.
Right.
And so yeah, man. But I definitely it definitely ain't. Yeah, I'm not hanging that up. No,
Okay.
man.
All right. Gotcha.
I'm
Because I was like, man, we ain't never getting that album, bro. I was like,
definitely.
because I know you had teased it a while ago. I'm like, I heard something. I was like, you had teased it a while ago. I'm like, man, come on, bro. We need a Caleb Sean album, bro. Like we
No,
need that.
absolutely. Man. I again, because I mean, I I've been very fortunate to travel and tour with some incredible, Marcus Miller
Yeah.
and
I didn't even
Stanley
get to that.
Clark.
Man, there's so much for you. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I've been able to tour with different people in different styles of music and different
Right.
genres. So like I can't not have what I have inside of me and not it would be a shame for me to leave this earth and
Yeah.
not give people like who truly Caleb is.
Yeah.
And keep giving y'all Caleb through other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Unless I was just a music producer, which I say just not in a negative term, because like
Right.
that's a very, very specific thing. And there's some incredible music. Like you got a Rodney Jerkins and a Timberland and a Swiss Beats or Quincy Jones, who they made these impacts on the
Absolutely.
industry as music producer. But I'm saying there's more to me than just writing and producing for other artists and playing for other artists. I'm a
Right.
writer. I'm a music producer. I'm a singer. I'm a musician. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason why I can't put out some of my own music. So I'll speak to that too. I know it seemed like maybe you wanted to go in a direction with that eventually. So
I mean, like if you wanted to, but I didn't know if you had somewhere to be. I'm like, bro, I can talk to you for forever. But like, I try to keep it, at a decent time at a decent time stand. But like maybe I'll ask you about it once we're done.
okay, yeah.
Here's my so back to the schedule segments. Like the worst gig thing is like one of the schedule ones that I do. Like I ask everybody that.
Yeah.
Top three legends, keyboard player legends that top three keyboard player legends, and then like the top three keyboard players that you know.
Okay. Keyboard player legends. Ooh, top three. Man, I would have to say. Um, I would have to say Oscar Peterson for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
This is very hard because
If you
there's
want to
man.
do five, if you want to do five, you can do five.
All right, I'll do 10. Cool.
All right, then go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I got you. I may do 5, but I'll say for sure Oscar Peterson.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about who impacted my playing and who I listened to the most. Oscar Peterson, Bernard Wright would have to be one for me. He's kind of a hybrid because I knew him too, and he may not be a legend to everyone, but like he most definitely is a legend because
Yeah.
just I mean it just is what it is. That he's a legend, but
Yeah.
I think it's probably pretty agreed upon. Bernard Wright is a legend.
Oh yeah.
But I would say Oscar Peterson, Bernard Wright. Man, it's so hard to pick. I know you said I can do 5. I would say shout out to Baby Boy screaming in the background.
Oh, I hear him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Man, this is hard. I'm gonna say this is hard, bro. It's really hard. I will say Herbie Hancock.
Okay. That's
I
fair.
will say,
No, that's fair. Yeah.
I will say Herbie Hancock. We're talking about those legendary, but if I were to do a 5 though,
Okay.
if I were to do a 5, I would say Kenny Kirkland.
Okay.
And then I would say probably George Duke.
Oh yeah. No, those are good names. Those are good names.
I would say George Duke. I mean, I could go on because there's so many.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
McCoy Tyner, Like
Hmm.
I could just go down like so many players. But then, yeah, legendary players. But then there's also I didn't even go into gospel. You
Oh
know,
wow, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I didn't even go into gospel. I kind of was more thinking jazz,
If
but
you
because
want to, bro, if you got time, I got time. Let's go run it up. If you,
yeah, no, man. I mean, shoot, like, but even with that, that was something that I picked up later. Again, like with gospel music, I picked up gospel later. I
Mhm.
was I picked up gospel like in my late teen years, like late high school, like just coming out of high school.
Uh-huh.
So when I pick up that type of stuff with some of those movements and like just that approach. So I'm not as well versed. I'm not your gospel music history person. Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not a very um in depth history lesson on gospel music, but I know some killing players are. I know about the Thomas Whitfield, and I know about what I'm saying, Kevin Bond and Cedric Thompson, and like I know tons of players that just have impacted and shaped the sound of gospel music over the years. There's so many others. I'm just naming a few.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I would say I definitely would say Kevin Bond, Cedric Thompson. They both like man impacted my playing. Like listening to them. Um, I would say more so Cedric Thompson, just because of what I was listening to more.
Mhm.
But I didn't necessarily study them real
Yeah.
deep, but like listening to them play
Mhm.
for sure. As I was diving into gospel music, Paris Bowens, man, shout out, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, yeah, Paris. Yeah.
Man, rest in peace, Paris, bro. That
Mhm.
that dude. And I got to meet him on several occasions. He became a friend of mine,
Yeah.
and like man, like listening to all those Ty Tribbett records, man.
Mhm.
I mean, how can you not be
Absolutely.
impacted? Who was not impacted by that whole my sound check? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, so many players, man, and I guess yeah, I could go on. There's a lot of a
Oh yeah.
lot of players, but classical. I'll just throw these out there: Chopin,
Hmm.
Rachmaninoff,
Okay.
Bach.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
can't not have Bach. Mozart is incredible too, but for me,
Those
Chopin,
are the
Rachmaninoff,
three. Yeah, yeah.
Bach, bro. You get those
I
three.
had to learn some Chopin. I learned some Chopin back in the
I
day.
like
Man, I tried to get up and play that a couple of months ago. I turned it off.
yeah,
if you don't keep that under your fingers, it's like you know you
yeah,
you can't pull that out like you can pull out every praise or something. No, you got to be practicing that to be able to play it. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so top three that top three keyboard players that you know. If you want
Top
to do
three that
five, if you want to do five, if you want to do eight, you go ahead, bro.
yeah, I'll just name a few and then wherever it lands, it lands. But I would say for sure, like if I'm gonna be honest and say like my top three, Von Henry,
Yes,
B Keys. He's one at the top of
I
my
saw that
list.
y'all played together last week.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He played with us. He's actually gonna play with us again this Sunday. But and I mean he's that dude is incredible, bro. Like, he's just his his entire and honestly, he doesn't get really the respect that he should, in my opinion.
Mm,
Um, you know what I'm saying? Like that dude is incredible. He can play anything that you can think of
really?
on the keys, and um he he plays bass. He can really sing. He mixes and masters all of his own stuff.
Hmm.
His music producer, that dude's incredible, man. But yeah, Von Henry, B Keys. Um, I would say Travis Sales.
Okay. Yeah.
Travis Sales, man, like that dude, yeah, he's different, bro.
Hmm.
Um, he's different. I would have to definitely say Corey Henry, um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
because that's my dude, man. Like even like we're friends, but like we had a friendly rivalry, when we were a little younger. It was just kind of a fun. It was always thing we would talk noise to each other, but it was always a mutual respect. That's my dude. He's incredible.
That's how I
Um,
found out about you because y'all had some videos together. And so when I was discovering
yeah,
Corey, I was going down that. And then like you came up. So that's how I found out about you.
yeah, yeah. Corey, I would definitely say he's one of my favorite players, man, for sure. I loved his approach over the years, and like even yeah, you learn from everybody, man. So I've definitely you know pulled some stuff like out, like oh man, I like that. Well, I'm gonna pull that and add that to my playing. You know what I'm saying? From
Mm.
there's so many players, man. But those three in particular, I would say, um, have I would say like. I love their playing. I
Hmm.
just love their approach. Um, Also, man, that I know there's a kid. He's probably one of my favorite piano players. Um, he's not as much of a synth head, although like he can play synthesizer, but that's not really his bag. But Becca Goccieshvili is his name.
Oh, okay. That is
Oh
not
no,
the name I thought you were gonna say. I've never heard of this person.
you never heard of him. Okay, so you when you go look him up, you'll be
All right,
like,
what?
oh, I've heard
How do you spell
now.
it so I can look it up later?
Becca Beka,
Okay,
and then his
got it.
last yeah, it's his. I think his Instagram is like B Jazz.
That's 11. I got it.
B Jazz, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, Becca, bro, that he. So when I and I guess maybe we may get into this, but when I was touring with Stanley Clark, Becca was on piano and
yeah.
I was on synthesizers.
Oh,
So,
okay, got it.
but man, that kid, like, listen to me when I say this, like, you know, this might be a controversial. I'm sure people find this controversial, but like, he's every bit of incredible. Like when he was 18, 19, every bit as incredible as an 18 or 19-year-old or 20-year-old Chick Corea, and in my opinion, better.
Wow,
And I'm not even blinking saying that.
wow. I believe you. I'm gonna check it out because I never heard of him until now.
And that does obviously he wouldn't exist if there weren't a chick. So that's not a that's actually more of a like an uplifting for someone like a chick because
Yeah,
that it was I mean that's not I'm not saying that's his favorite player, but like you can listen to his playing and tell he
you like
obviously
you know.
he loves chick, you know what I'm saying? And several others. But like Becca, man, he's I sat and watched him play every week and listened to him play. And like he first of all, his piano technique is pristine,
Mhm.
but also his just he plays with so much emotion. Like you can feel what he's playing. Like he's not just chopping. Because there's some people, and I won't say no names, but there's definitely some people out there that just sound like robots. And it's like, man, that's incredible. But that didn't move me at all. It was like that was quite a feat what you just did,
Mhm.
but it didn't move me at all. And
Mhm.
I don't care about that. Like I got chops. I'm probably not the most like the craziest. Like I got you, and I got chops though, but
Uh-huh.
I'm probably not the absolute like most unbelievable thing you've ever heard in your life technique.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can go some places, but like I'm not like that robot. Like man, he's just blasting off. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like that kid can do that,
Yeah.
and he can really just like, you know. Anyways, I'll spend all day. He's a friend of mine, but
Yeah.
you should like,
I don't know. I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check him out.
yeah.
Okay, this now I know this question is gonna be hard for you. Like, this is one of the other scheduled segments. I make your super group. This can be anybody alive, but this is okay. So like rhythm section, horn section, backing up whatever vocalist you want them to accompany.
Woo. Yeah.
So rhythm section. If you want to do multiple keyboard players, Larry Wilson did Herbie Hancock on keys and Corey Henry on organ, and then he did somebody else on Rhodes. And so he like broke the rule. But like you can do whatever you want. But like rhythm section, horns if you want to, and then like who do you want the lead vocalist or vocalist to be?
Okay. Okay. Um,
They just have to be alive. They just have to be alive.
they
So this
have
is
to be.
unlimited budget, unlimited availability. Whatever this event is, they can be here.
They can be there. It's
Dream
unlimited.
super group. Dream
We
super
can
group.
we can make it happen.
We
Okay.
can make it happen.
We can make it happen. Um, some of this I can make happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Some of it, but I probably could make it happen. Um, but man, that's a tough. That is you right. You got me because it's like you want to. There's so many people you want to be like, man, and I could get him,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like that's tough. Okay, so I'm gonna. This is how I'm gonna do it. There's gonna be a lot of keyboard players,
All right, bro. All right.
but they will have dedicated roles. So I'm gonna put. Hmm, man, This is how. Okay, okay. I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put Corey Henry on Oregon.
All right.
I'm gonna put Corey Henry on Oregon for sure. Um, 'Cause I'm thinking of how where everybody's where I want to utilize everybody the most. I'm gonna put Corey on Oregon. I'm going to put probably I'm gonna have probably like double kids. I'm gonna put Sput
Okay.
and Dave Shiverton.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
You
yeah.
hit Shiverton.
Dave is from the Smoochies, right? He's from
Yeah,
the Smoochies. Okay, yeah, yeah.
he's been the man for a long for
Okay.
good. Like you should check out some of his stuff. Like he's incredible.
Yeah.
And so still alive. Yeah, because to be honest with you, this is just being honest.
Mhm.
Some of the maybe legends that are still alive right now, I would look like that. Maybe I haven't met. They would not necessarily accomplish what I would want to see accomplished
Fair enough.
today.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
And that's not a slight to them. That's just because music just can progress.
Uh-huh.
But yes, I would do that, and I have to rotate players, bro. I'd have to rotate players.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have to rotate players. I'd have to have Corey and Travis on
Okay.
Oregon. Like
Okay.
Corey played the first set, Travis played the second set. You know what I'm saying? That's
All
what I
right.
have to first
Okay.
set, second
Okay.
set play. Um, yeah, drums, I would have Split and Dave Shiverton. Um, I would say bass, that's really hard for me because there's a lot of incredible bass players. Man, honestly, to just flat out, I probably would get Marcus Miller.
Okay. All right.
I would probably get Marcus Miller. Um, that'd be one of them also swap out things though too.
Okay. All right. So who else besides Marcus Miller? Who's
I would say Marcus Miller because Marcus, his tone and as a bit like I played with him, so like when he does his solo thing, that's a whole vibe. But if you just let Marcus play bass,
if you just
it's
let him play? Yeah.
just let him like if he's if he's on a gig
Mhm.
and if he's the bass player, like it's a wrap, bro.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you ever saw the SMV that it was like
I want to look back at it. My dad had the physical CD. It's
He
not on
did.
the platforms, but like you can find it on YouTube. But like I know of it. I know of it.
Yes.
And I've
With
heard
that,
some of the stuff on it.
Stanley Martin Victor, like they're all legends, they're all incredible. But in that situation, Marcus is the one you want to play bass.
Okay.
Like
right.
that's not a slight to either Stanley or Victor. They
Yeah.
both are incredible bass players. But Marcus, his tone and his feel, like as a straight up bass player, not a solo artist, all that he can go crazy as a solo artist too. But as a bass player, it's unmatched. Like he's gonna play bass and he's gonna make that thing feel incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it's so hard to pick a second bass player, but I would say, um, I'm just gonna say Marcus for right now.
All right, we'll just keep marking. It's fine.
I'm gonna Marcus right now because there's a lot of but then there's some other places that I might want to go that I know he's just not going to go, not because he can't, but because it's more modern. So then in that case, I'm going to probably throw in my dude Matt Ramsey.
Matt Ramsey. Oof, Matt Ramsey.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw in Matt Ramsey.
Not mad at that at all.
Yeah, because Matt is Matt is going to play all the stuff that he's going to play all the stuff that I want to hear that's going to push in a certain direction.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And Matt can lock too.
I've seen him. I mean, like, of course, firsthand for real, but like I'm familiar with Matt. Absolutely.
Yeah, Matt can lock. Matt can lock. He don't always give that to everybody, like the super, super, super lock, but he's always where he needs to be when he needs to be there.
Right.
Even when he gives us the melodic stuff that goes around it, he always lands back where he's supposed to land. And so, yeah, this is hard, bro. This is really hard. Okay, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put Leonard Ray on Ox. Period.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay.
Period. That's not even up for discussion. Nobody else is gonna fill that role.
Got you.
Um, I'm gonna put Leonard Ray on Ox. I'm going to put on Keyz. That's a hard thing for me to. That's a hard thing for me
Oh,
to.
we still got more keys for this. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I haven't put piano
Right.
like
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
piano or what we might consider the main keys or like
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Go
know
ahead.
I yeah I that's a really tough one. I think I might put V Keys.
Okay. Vaughn. All right.
I would put Vaughn on Keys, bro.
Yeah.
I would want to play myself, but if we're saying
Go
like,
ahead
and
and put yourself in there. Go ahead.
I would put myself in the situation. Like
Yeah.
I'm the all star, but like I know that I could communicate everything I want to these guys, and we would be, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just saying, removing myself from it. Like if
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put together type of thing, and I'm not,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Or like maybe if I was the artist they're playing for, or something like that, like
Oh, yeah.
you know,
You could be the front artist. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you
True.
know what I'm saying? Like I would be like, man, this is gonna go crazy. So I would put Vaughn on keys. Um, Guitar, I will put Mark Lettieri.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put Mark Lettieri. Mark is one of those people, and this is one of those things, bro. I would have two guitars. I would have Mark Lettieri, and I would probably have Isaiah Sharkey, maybe.
Uh,
I think I might have Isaiah Sharkey to bring some balance
yeah.
because I can go anywhere between the two of them.
Mm,
Like
yeah.
Isaiah is not big on like sounds
Yeah.
and like soundscapes.
Yeah.
He's a raw,
Mm-hmm.
just raw jazz tone, clear tone, funky, or even
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's just a raw guitarist that can play anything. Mark is gonna give me a lot of that too, but he's also gonna give me just like sounds for days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think between the two of them, I could do whatever I wanted to do. So that's what I would say. That's what I would say. Also, man, there's another guy I'm thinking about. You hit the Todd Pritchard.
Who?
Todd Pritchard,
No, I don't know him.
bro, he's an incredible guitarist. You should go
Okay.
check him out.
All
To
right.
go check. Yeah, yeah. I might even say Todd and Mark, and
All
that
right.
and I might even say Todd and Mark just because, yeah. But I think probably Mark and Isaiah. Or I just have three guitars. Bro, we could be stuck on this for like another hour. Yeah,
This will be it's a separate episode.
it could be its own separate episode, just talking about
Yeah.
this. But yeah, I would say, I did bass, I did guitar, I did drums. If I was gonna do horns, there's there's a few different players that I would put on there. I would put Phil Lassiter in there.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I would
Trumpet.
put Phil Lassiter. I would most likely have him to kind of lead the section.
Okay.
Because you're never gonna go wrong with Phil.
Yeah.
In that regard. I would have him on trumpet. Probably I would probably have like a 3-piece horn section.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Wouldn't go too crazy. I would have Phil. there's this guy named Jonathan Moniz.
Yeah. Ghost note. Ghost note.
For sure. I'd have probably Phil, J-Mo, and probably I would have Silver that plays with Ghost Note, Sylvester.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Got you.
I'd have probably like the three of them. Trying to think if there's yeah, I would have the three of them because I can go a lot of places with the three of them. Yeah.
And so who's the lead artist? Who's the lead artist? Who's the lead vocalist? Or multiple. If you want to do multiple lead artists, like it's a co-headline show, whatever.
It's the hard thing about this too is because there's so many different genres of music.
I know. Yeah.
The band I put together has to be able to play whatever direction. That's for Caleb.
Yeah.
For me, I don't want just a bunch of killers of gospel music.
Right.
Or just a bunch of killers,
Mhm.
at jazz, or just a bunch of killers at country, or just a bunch of killers. Like, I want people who can go
Yeah.
anywhere. And
Yeah.
so that's why I chose the people that I chose. Um, yeah, I would put, man, singers. I would say I want to hear like Yeba. I'd put Yeba or man, there's a few. There's a singer who I love. Are you familiar with Lashardon? Have you heard of
Uh-uh.
her?
Mm-mm.
Never heard,
Mm-mm.
bro. She's
Okay. Okay.
incredible,
Okay.
incredible, bro. But you know what though? Yeah, I would have to rotate. It had to be like a. So I'd have my list of features that I have all
All right.
night.
Well, go ahead. List them
I
off.
would,
List them off. Yeah.
I would feature Yeba.
Yeah.
I would Lashardon is what I'm saying
Okay.
about. Incredible singer. It's Lachardon.
That's
Um,
wrong.
yeah,
All right. So
and
I got you though. All right.
she's incredible singer, bro. Like, just yeah. I would Melvin Crispell.
The third. Oh yeah.
Her,
Mm-hmm.
I would, that Joker can sing anything. I would put Daryl Walls in there.
Yeah.
He's one of the singers. That dude can just sing his face off.
Yeah.
Um, I would put um, let me see. I'm trying to think of that's still alive right now too.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they're not really honestly. I mean, like pop. I wouldn't really put no like pops like
Okay.
day.
Mm-hmm.
For me, they like I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. There's not anybody that I'm like. Yeah, that's the like. There's some dope artists, but I
Yeah.
just feel like that. There's just if I want to just go for the like just go for blood like Leanne LaHavis. Don't
Ooh.
know her.
No, no, no. I know. I know who she is. Yeah, yeah.
Leanne,
Yeah.
I would have her, and I just let her have her guitar too. She could be a part
Oh
of the
yeah,
squad.
yeah. She could.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, I let her do her thing. But like, I would definitely, because I love her voice, man. She's just got an incredible voice. And then I'm trying to think, there's probably a couple more that I probably would add. This section right here, bro. I'm telling you, we'd be stuck here for
Yeah,
30,
yeah.
45
All right.
minutes.
Well, let's keep it at that. Let's keep it at that. Let's keep it at that. But
Yeah.
now
And then
that's a full
I,
show. You said
and I
what?
would want to sing a song too. I'd be like, I want to sing something
Absolutely,
too.
man. Absolutely.
I'd
Absolutely.
have yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Last thing, bro. What do you want to leave with the people? Words of encouragement, motivation. Do you know like what do you want to leave with everyone?
Man, I would leave with the people a few things. One, never stop learning. Never stop learning. Always, just always remain a student. Like in life,
Mm-hmm.
not just in music, but obviously in music too.
Mm-hmm.
In life, never stop learning. Be consistent, meaning be consistent with who you are as a person, which means you have to do some soul searching, do some work. You know what I'm saying on yourself, and do the things like going to counseling and things. You know what I'm saying? Like work on yourself as a person, because if you're not healthy as a person, then you can't be healthy in the spaces that you go to when you go play music. Um, you won't be able to really. There's so many people who make a great impact musically, but their
Mm-hmm.
character trash.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just is what it is. So many incredible. I've met so many incredible musicians and played with so many incredible musicians in my life. And there have been countless times where I've met people who I really looked up to.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, man, but their character was just like, just arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, never mind, I'm not gonna say that. I just that would I'll mention it later. That's funny. I was
Mm-hmm.
about to mention an artist that I would have put in that list of singers.
Yeah, you got to tell me. You got to tell me once we're done. Tell me once we're
I'm
done.
gonna tell you when it's over. That
All right.
just triggered. I said arrogant. I was like, she's an incredible singer. But anyways, I'm gonna stop. But I met this artist once and I was like, man, why are you like that?
Mm.
Like, but anyways, that is so funny. I almost said that. I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
But yeah, just never stop learning, be consistent, and and treat time with the utmost respect.
Mm.
Treat time with the utmost respect. Like, I mean, like treat time as good as you would treat your spouse, your wife. If you're a woman watching this, your husband. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Treat time like it's your absolute best friend that you would do anything in the world for, because time is something that you hear people say, man, you can't get that time back. You can't get your time back. I'm spending this time on doing this interview with you, right? I could be practicing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I could be chilling with my son. I could be doing other things. But like, this is something I find value in, because
Mm-hmm.
I think it was cool to be able to connect with other musicians and to be able to share what I have and be, you know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
not wasting time right now. This is
Right.
valuable, but it's valuable. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, same thing for you. Like, you could be interviewing somebody else that you might find, that you might, have more inspiration from, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but time, you can't get your time back, and so really value time, because people don't realize how important it is to steward well over your time, because when you lose the time, I'll say this, you hear the expression like Mamba mentality, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're a big sports person, but everybody probably who knows who Kobe Bryant is,
Of course. Yeah.
and most people know what Mamba mentality, the Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
He would go and he would go up, and he talks about how he would get up at whatever, like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
practice. I mean, workout for 2 hours, practice, workout for 2 hours, chill for, eat something, rest for maybe 3-4 hours. 12 p.m. comes, he's back at it again.
Mm-hmm.
Work out for 2 hours, rest for a few more. 6 p.m. He's there. He's back at it again. He's rested. He's eating. He's chill. Practice. Work out for another 2 hours, and then do the same thing all over again. So he's worked out like 3-4 times in that day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and he was saying now the margin that the gap between me and my competitors has continued to widen, because whereas we may have been right here,
Mm-hmm.
now I guess I'll do this,
Yeah.
in the same space. Now I'm doing this and they're doing slightly that,
Mm-hmm.
because I've put that much more time into it. And so it just goes to show that no matter what you do, your time is really valuable, because I think there's studies that have shown the expression that someone is considered a master at something after they've put generally like 10,000 hours, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
But
10,000. Yeah.
10,000 hours, generally, if you put 10,000 hours into it, but that it also, 10,000, but even this speaks to time. And I'm harping on this for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
1,000 hours, if I sit down and I just go, da 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 dum 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 da 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 dum 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 da 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 da, if I just do that for each one of those hours, then I'll be good at doing that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But like, 10,000 hours does not necessarily mean that it was 10,000 quality hours.
Mm.
Doesn't mean that it was 10,000 hours well spent. So you could be a master at doing that one thing. But the time that you spend and how you spend your time is the most important thing. So that's what I would leave with people, man. Work on yourself, continue learning, always be a student, and learn to master and respect. I say master, no one can master time,
Yeah.
but learn, respect time. It took me many years. Like, it took me to this point now. I'll be 37 in a couple months in July.
Mm-hmm.
And 37 years young.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, man, and like, it's taken me honestly this long to really grasp that. Like I think about the times where, man, I could have, when I was working with S1 back in the day, I think back in the day wasn't that long ago, but when I was working with him when I was 19, 20, 21, there was a window where it was like, man, I could have focused more as a music producer. You know what I'm saying? I put hours into it now at this point, but like I could have focused more, and I could have went and taken what that opportunity to like network more, and I could have been producing hits for other people, like totally outside of my connection with him. I'm very grateful for my connection with him because I was able to produce some hits and some platinum selling stuff, and so I was able to do some great stuff, and even a little bit outside of him. But my point is, like when I was 20, 21, 22, if I'd have been focused as much as I, should have been with my time, I could have done so much more. And I don't live in regret, but I'm saying that to speak to like the generation, like your generation coming up too. Like, man, bro, I probably sound like a broken record, but when you respect time, then you end up winning because you're able to make the best use of that time. And it becomes quality, So
I dig it, bro. Let the people know where they can find you, socials, all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. So socials, everything is Caleb Sean, CalebSean. That's my Instagram. That's my Twitter. I barely tweet, but every blue moon I tweet when I'm angry, right? I just expose myself. So everybody's gonna go to my Twitter. I'm like, well, what's the last thing he posted? He's posting something personal. No, I don't really. I'm joking, but I tweet when I'm just thinking something. Like I'll just be like, man, this is sad, or that. I'll just. But yeah, Twitter is same thing. I do have a TikTok. I'm trying to get better with that. I ain't gonna lie. It's just you get tired of trying to keep up with all of these platforms.
I've kind of. I mean, like I try to push this, but I'm like I work in real life.
That part.
But like also because like I do have stuff to like promote, and like I am trying to be an artist too. Like I mean like I am an artist, like, but I gotta, it's a job though. It's a job.
It is, yeah. But I have my TikTok is Caleb Sean Music. I have a few on there. Some kid in the Philippines has the page Caleb Sean, and he's not used it in 3 years.
So, I lost Zach W. Keyz. I had Zach W. Keyz, and then like I deleted TikTok to chill for a minute, and I came back, and like I couldn't get back in. So now it's Zach W. Keyz Talk. It's like the page still exists. I just couldn't get back into it. So it is, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all of mine, man. I do have a YouTube. I'm gonna try to be more intentional with YouTube and posting content with YouTube because I know that's obviously a big platform that you can take advantage of. But I do, man. I think it's just Caleb Sean. Like if you type in Caleb Sean, that's my YouTube page. And then Facebook. I do have a Facebook too. I have two Facebook. I have a personal Facebook, and I have a page. You're probably gonna find more content on my page. Sometimes on my personal one, I haven't been as active on, to be honest. Think about, just making them one. But yeah.
Got you. Appreciate y'all for listening, watching. This has been the Major Keyz podcast with my guest, Caleb Sean McCampbell. Keep pressing on. We will see y'all next time.
Indeed.